One player who has already made a name for himself here on OSU's campus is graduate transfer Chris Olivier. Olivier played at two schools prior to OSU, but he's looking to make an impact on the court all the same. Max Gross met up with him to find out more.
Chris Olivier doesn't have the typical student-athlete story. He isn't a blue-chip recruit who accepts a scholarship to a basketball powerhouse right out of high school. Instead, OSU basketball's new forward took the long road here.
We're from Chicago. It's a lot of danger, killings, shootings, things like that. And so that was just my scapegoat, my way out, just playing basketball. My father, he passed away when I was little, so that's why I really play the game. That's why I give it all I have.
After thriving at Quakerdale Prep in Iowa, Olivier started to get attention from colleges, even garnering looks from some major conference schools. Ultimately, Olivier decided to stay in the Hawkeye State, committing to play for the University of Northern Iowa.
I went there because it was like an hour away from the prep school. The coaches, they came to see me play several times, a lot of times, and I just built a relationship with them. And I decided that's where I wanted to be.
Olivier redshirted for the 2011-2012 season and only got on the court for one game the following year. But living almost 5 hours away from his Chicago home took a toll on Olivier, who transferred away from UNI to Eastern Illinois University.
My coaches, they just let me play. They just, put the ball in my hands and they let me play my game. My teammates, they believed in me and they wanted me to be somebody that they could rely on.
While Olivier impressed with his play on the court, he was also hard at work in the classroom, where he earned his bachelor's degree in organizational professional development, a feat that meant more than anything he accomplished on the hardwood.
Not a lot of people where I'm from, they earn their degrees or they make it through high school or college. So that was just a big deal for me and my mom. Just seeing a smile on her face, when I walked across the stage and my family being there, that's a big deal.
Since Olivier earned his degree at EIU, he was eligible for the graduate transfer exception, which allows student athletes that have earned an undergraduate degree to transfer in order to continue their studies in a graduate program. For athletes, it means immediate eligibility at their new schools for a final year of competition. And for Olivier, that was the key.
I only had that 1 year. I wouldn't have been able to sit out or anything. It's becoming an epidemic now. A lot of players are, they're seeing good things come from it.
Olivier knew the type of program he was looking for, and that made the transfer process easy for him.
Once it got out that I was transferring, a lot of schools, they started contacting me. Say around the summertime, that's when I talked to Coach Ford. He got me down here for a visit. I liked it. A couple of days later, I decided I wanted to be here.
Now that he's settled in at OSU, Olivier's focus for the season is achieving a lifelong goal.
I've never been to an NCAA tournament, so that's been my dream since I was a little kid, so that's my #1 goal.
Playing in mid-major conferences for his whole college career, Olivier is looking forward to matching up with some of the premier talent in the country.
I just want to play everybody. They really don't know me, but hopefully soon they'll know me.
Olivier is off to a great start, averaging 15 points in each of his first 3 contests. But his coach wants him to continue to round out his game.
He's still learning the offenses and defenses, but he does give us that threat, low post threat. We're still asking him to rebound the ball better, play better defense. He's a guy that we're looking at that could play a lot of minutes for us.
While his journey may not be typical, Olivier is just that. A typical student athlete looking to make the most of his final college season. For the Poke Report, I'm Max Gross.